Still loyal to its domestic mission, the VFW sends bottled water to firefighters battling devastating forest fires in the West and mounts a counterattack against those who would remove "under God" from the Pledge of Allegiance. But more storm clouds are gathering. Megalomaniac Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein continues to refuse to cooperate with United Nations weapons inspections. On March 20th, the U.S. and Britain make good on their threat, hitting Baghdad hard with missile and airstrikes and following up with a powerful ground invasion. Within a month, Baghdad falls. In May, President Bush announces that major combat operations are over, but insurgents and terrorists continue to plague the country. By December, Saddam Hussein is captured, caught like a rat, hiding in a hole in the ground a few miles from his ancestral hometown. The following month, a provisional government begins to draft a permanent Iraqi constitution, and a bold populace turns out to vote on it despite terrorist threats. But the internal strife drags on and on, demanding continued U.S. presence. The VFW continues to support our valiant troops in the field and upon their return home. Corporate partnering pushes VFW Operation Uplink to new highs with millions of phone cards distributed. The VFW and its foundation, with the help of partnering Vermont American, create the Unmet Needs Program to aid families of service members facing hardship as a result of deployments. To honor our troops' commitment to the Iraqi people, the VFW supports Operation Iraqi Children and sends tons of clothing, school supplies, and other needed items. Near the same time, VFW donates $100,000 to the Disabled Veterans for Life Memorial, slated to open in Washington in 2010. Then the nation faces a devastating blow. Hurricane Katrina strikes Louisiana, Alabama, and Mississippi with flooding of historic proportions. The VFW pitches in to help locate displaced and missing veterans with toll-free helplines and a major online campaign. The VFW's Hurricane Katrina Relief Fund raises $750,000 to assist with rebuilding. In 2006, debate heats up over the war in Iraq. Anti-war activists march in Washington, and the VFW passes a resolution supporting the war in Iraq as part of the larger global war on terrorism. Members hold patriotic rallies, greet returning troops, and assist them with ground and air transportation. And our communications staff tells the heroic stories of our troops in Iraq and Afghanistan through print, radio, and internet. Congress cuts the budget for the joint POW-MIA accounting command. Lunatic fringe groups picket the funerals of our war heroes, violating the sanctity of their memory and demoralizing their grieving loved ones. And the VA claims backlog grows to alarming levels. But VFW remains committed to fighting these injustices and our mission at hand, with fact-finding missions to Southeast Asia, Korea, Iraq, and Afghanistan, and also joins with other veterans organizations in calling for an end to the discretionary DVA budget, launches a national radio program, and the VFW wins back budget cuts for the joint POW-MIA accounting command, extends veterans' cost of living increases, and wins increases to military pay and death benefits and improvements to the GI Bill, and helps win passage of the America's Fallen Heroes Act, protecting military funerals from outrageous picketing. The VFW forges a historic partnership with GM that results in $3.5 million for the VFW National Home for Children. In 2007, the President calls for a short-term troop buildup so insurgents and terrorists can be defeated and the cause of Iraq's new democracy protected. But Congress saddles emergency defense funding to a rider, demanding a timetable for withdrawal. Recognizing its negative effect on the war and the morale of those fighting it, the VFW urges Congress to set aside the troop withdrawal language for the sake of our troops. All the while, new threats are emerging, with both Iraq and North Korea toying with nuclear weapons capability. Against this backdrop, VFW maintains its focus on America's defenders and their families, continuing to provide free phone time through VFW Operation Uplink phone cards, and free call days held in Iraq on holidays throughout the year. Sponsoring major military celebrations at Fort Hood, Texas, Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and 29 Palms, California. Testifying before a presidential commission on the needs of returning troops. And demanding a reduction in the dramatic backlog of VA claims. More than a century after a small group of Spanish-American war veterans affirmed their belief that those who serve our country deserve more than 10 days of gratitude, the Veterans of Foreign Wars continues to honor the dead by helping the living. These veterans look to the future, confident that they can meet all challenges and continue to lead the way in Veterans Affairs, because their house is built upon the rock of eternity, not upon the sands of time.